Me preocupaste por un segundo.
Exploren lo desconocido y consideren la pregunta. ¿Qué pasaría si...
Honestly, a lot of the inspiration came directly from the director, Brian Andrews, who was interested in pursuing a cinematic style, but mixing the sort of cinematic conventions with the look of a mid-century illustrator named J.C. Leyendecker, which is essentially the notion of, making it look illustrative, making it feel like it was illustrated or almost painterly in some of the frames.
I was going to say the one saving grace is that we do have the movies. So it's a fantastic reference. So we know, our first episode is World War II in Germany, and our next episode takes, place out in space, and our third episode takes place partly in Los Angeles and then in the desert, and then our fifth episode takes place in New York, and then some weird place, in Lost in Time. And to do all of that from scratch would probably be impossible. So having these movies, it's just like we pick a little bit from this one. We know we've got the reference because we have all the artwork that the designers from those movies created. So we've got all their set designs, we've got all their concept art. So it definitely helps us.
We had been working on it for a little while when we sort of all went home from the pandemic. So essentially it was just sort of doing everything over Zoom, right? Like actually making scheduling meetings and having calls and talking through things. But from an artist point of view, one of the things that's interesting is anytime I would spend drawing, I was going to do that alone anyway, right? So drawing, designing characters was actually a little bit easier from home, but actually getting the series was much harder because we essentially had to move the entire workflow to being remote and working with the different vendors around the world. It was a challenge.
They're all so darn cool. I actually love Black Widow. I think she's one of the coolest characters ever. She's such a cool person. I'd love to meet Black Widow. I love Nebula. Nebula's a trip. Barton is really. I'd love to meet Barton. I'd love to have a conversation with Doctor Strange.
Is the Doctor Strange one, which I think is a very, very special one. There's a lot of power to that episode, a lot of emotion to that episode. There's an abstract quality to the end of it that is just really incredible. You get to see some Kirby crackle, which is like something for geeks like me who've been wanting to see for a long time. And then after that, it's a gift, and you'll have to unwrap it as it comes, and that's part of the pleasure of it.